Hello everyone. So this is our final video for the final project demonstration. Our group consists of Farhana Sheikh, Kautuk Patil, and myself, Rohit Kane. The topic for our final project is implementation of RDMA over Converged Ethernet. So this is basically the deadline and the work division that we had planned for this project. And up till now, everything was successfully completed on time, like as we had planned for it. So basically, to give you a brief introduction to the topic, we will touch to a real life analogy that everybody can relate. So this is a very relatable one. So basically, a student wants money from his father to pay his bills, but unfortunately, he's using a very primitive technology to communicate. He writes a letter to his father. So conventionally, the letter will have to go through a long process to reach the destination. First, the mailman would collect it, then travel to the destination, then deliver it. But till that time, the bills would be overdue. So if we relate this situation to the network processor scenario, a traditional way of sending the packets will go through all the layers of the OSI model till it reaches the application memory of the destination node. So what happens is this causes a lot of delay, which needs to be eliminated for applications such as stock market, which is a very prominent application for this topic. Thus, we need to incorporate the use of ROCE Rocky to directly access the memory without the involvement of CPU, thus making it faster. So, in case of this analogy, if the student uses email to inform his father about the bills, there will be no bills overdue. So, talking about that is the basic gist of the topic that we have that we are presenting. So talking about the applications of ROCE, one of the prominent applications is the stock market. Uh, it is very specific application to RDMA over converged Ethernet. So the three main things that you have to keep in mind, the basic gist of the stock market application is firstly, high speed trading can make a large amount of like returns, like with makes money with larger principles. Secondly, lower the latency, smaller the variation. And finally, it can result in a higher total volume of trade. Like if your processor is extremely fast, that will result in higher number of transactions, which will result in higher volume of trade. Um, so, so to have a in-depth understanding of what the stock market scenario actually relates to this, we like researched a couple of papers that we could find online, and the MIT Technology Review. We could find an article by the MIT Technology Review which states that there's a very specific example. The TAB Group, a consultancy based in Westboro, Massachusetts, estimates that high frequency automated trading now accounts for 61% of the more than 10 billion shares traded daily across the numerous exchanges that make up the US market. So basically, you can see as the network processor is getting faster, and as we go on adding multi-threading, RDMA, ROC, and all that, essentially ROC in this case, the amount of trading goes high exponentially, and as you can see, it accounts for 61% of more than 10 billion shares. That those figures are massive. So moving on, the basic question that we might ask is how do we improve the latency over networks? And the answer to that is we use RDMA. So ROCE Rocky is RDMA over converged Ethernet. So essentially, it is RDMA. And like to lay it out in a layman's term, basically, if the latency is low, then you will be rich. If the latency is high, then you'll be poor, as simple as it can get. So the following implementation will be explained by Kautuk.
Now we talk of the implementation details of the ROC packet processing at the NetFPGA. So our completed and tested design is that of a dual core 4-threaded processor. We have placed a simple arbiter at the input queue, which directs each alternate packet to each processor. Similar arbiter sits at the output queue, which takes the packets and gives it to the output once the packet processing is done. So here we can see the packet 1 goes to core 1, and then the arbiter shifts to core 2, and the packet 2 is provided to core 2 for further processing. Now the packet proceeds and sits into the data memory of the 5-stage 4-threaded pipeline processor. This packet is loaded onto the data memory in a FIFO fashion. Once this is done, the 4 threads run their instructions over the packet's payload. Now the instructions loaded onto the instruction memory are mainly responsible for extracting the custom ROC header information like application memory address and packet length. Once this information is extracted, the payload is then copied to the desired location in the application memory. In case of our implementation, we follow the convention of ROC version 2.
So here we can see the ROC protocol implementation. This is the breakup of the header of the ROC packets. So the version 2 style of packet is transmitted over UDP IP. As we can see here, the packet carries UDP and IP headers. So we use this convention over the regular ROC. So this is ROC v2. We use this over the original version because such an implementation can be realized on the DETR lab infrastructure that we were provided with. The ROC specific information is embedded in the first 8 bytes of the payload. So this is the information that is accessed by the threads to determine where to direct the ROC packet in the application memory. Um, so if we look at the custom ROC header, we can see that this is the split up of our ROC header. We transmit type of packet specifying that it is an ROC packet, address in application memory, and length of the payload. Using these information, we direct the packet to the right place in the application memory. So further soft ROC RDMA implementation will be explained by Farah.
We have implemented soft ROC based RDMA implementation on virtual machine. So there is a lot of delay from the time server API layer initiates the transaction till the data routes to the API target layer due to several processes involved at each layer in the OSI as explained by Rohit. So RDMA bypasses the intermediate layer kernel operations and transfers the data from NIC to application layer and vice versa, reducing the wait time for application data. ROC is built to take advantage of lossless capabilities on the internet, also known as data center bridging. Now, it basically works on layer 3 routing and switching through the use of UDP headers, and thus it results in smaller overhead and higher latency. Here, the image shows us the kernel configuration that is used to enable ROC and compile for the build. We have a short demonstration to show how soft ROC RDMA works and how it is being implemented in our machine. And both of these are connected using a NAT network. I have installed various kernel drivers and all the processing files needed. So if we change the directory to soft ROC and look at the contents, so basically we have 3 deb files, which is RDMA core, RxCE and librxCE. And apart from that, we need the Linux kernel on which this runs. Now, if we have to look at the overall picture of soft ROC, it looks somewhat like this. So we have 3 architectural levels. One is the user level, wherein the API for soft ROC sits, and this in general, it will pass the data onto the kernel driver, which sits on the NIC driver, and it will do the fast DMA based operations on it. And this all data goes to Ethernet NIC. And similarly, the other way around will be our hardware ROC, which we have to implement further. Now, let me just configure the ROC. So when we configure and set up all the IBP devices and configs, we can see and I have to provide the IP address for using the IP addresses, we can configure the system. And so when we move ahead further with all the configurations, we can successfully ping and check the values to each of them. So here we can see that with the IP addresses available, RxC has been set for that. Now let me just move ahead. Yeah, so when we look at this, we have several iterations and through which we can check the bandwidth and the iterations, the number of time it needed. So our setup is to basically analyze the performance of soft ROC, which is built on virtual machines. As the setup requires UI interface and has several version compatibility issues, we focused on VM only. And for fair comparison, the NAT network between server and client has a replicated configuration of what data nodes were. Additionally, by running normal TCP UDP packets on both the systems, we are confident that the performance is almost similar in both the methods. With the Mellanox build for ROCE, we have run the soft ROCE here, and the bandwidth as observed ranges from 65 megabits per second to 109 megabits per second. And we also have definitions in terms of latencies over here. So let's move ahead. Now, this is our experimental setup. So we have a client node and the control node. When the packet is transmitted from the client, a command is sent via script to start the counter in processor. Once the packet is received, processed, and copied to application memory, the counter value is measured. That gives the actual time taken for a packet to reach application memory using Rocky. So when we look again, the packet is transmitted at the same time as the command is transmitted, and then the counter value is registered, which gives out the time required. And we ran additional tests by varying different parameters using a test script and measured its performance to understand how the values will come out to be. So this is a demonstration for our experiment, which is basically hardware-based ROC. So I'll just run the clip.
This is a short recording of our project's demo. In this recording, our objective is to try and measure the latency of an ROCE packet, which is sent from the node N0 to the net FPGA. So to do that, we first download our bit file to the net FPGA. Once that is done, we use our script to make sure that our counter value is at 0. So if we use the script read counter command, we notice that the counter value is at 0. Once that is done, we use MobiXterm's multi-execution command to start the counter exactly at the same time as we launch the packets from the node. So here we give the start counter command and we initiate packets. We initiate packets from our input file, which contains the ROCE payload packets. Take a look at the counter value. To see that the packets were received after these many clocks of the net FPGA. We then use this value to calculate the exact amount, this value along with the frequency of the clock to calculate the exact amount of time it took for the packet to travel from node N0 to the net FPGA.
The results will be explained further in detail by Gautam.
As per our 30 sample points recorded and measured on DataLab nodes, we observe an average latency of 7.49 milliseconds with in the case of regular UDP packets. When the same packets are transferred using our RDMA design setup on NetFPGA, the latency of the packet is reduced to 6.04 milliseconds. So this, on an average, gives a latency gain of about 24.14%. Now we translate this latency gain to a real stock market situation. Here we take a look at some data pulled from real stock markets database. So in this graph, the black curve indicates the stock price in real time. The red curve indicates the stock price seen by the RDMA system, and the yellow curve indicates the stock price as seen by a regular traditional system. When we apply the 24% latency gain measured on DataLab to this system, we notice that by the time the traditional system detects the peak, the actual stock price has fallen by a considerable margin. The traditional system trades the stock at the price of approximately around 29. On the other hand, the RDMA system, thanks to its lower latency, sees the peak in advance and trades at the price of 35 points. This accounts to profitability of $2 per stock in this case. Similarly, if we pull data from other stocks, for example, WAMCX gives us a profit of $2 per stock. And in the case of CSTL stock, we get a profit of $2 per stock. Hence, a one-time installation of our design results in direct profitability. We refer to the following papers to understand and implement the explained RDMA system. Thank you.